Welcome to today's live stream. I'm super excited to welcome you here today. Before we get started and get into the really for real live, this is obviously a pre-recorded video where I can tell you a couple things and then we can get started. So honestly, what I'm doing is buying myself time to turn the camera on and make sure that everything sounds good. But while we do that, while we wait for myself, let's go ahead and comment below. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Maybe let's start with your name and where you're watching from. And then also I'd love to hear about maybe the latest project you're working on or your favorite software. So if you can post a link below, go ahead and post a link to your portfolio. We'd love to check it out and see what you're up to. And maybe even let us know what your favorite software is or maybe your favorite subject. Do you like web design or print design or making t-shirts or logos or branding? I don't know. Go ahead and comment below and let us know. We'd love to check it out. And then also, if you'd love to see what I'm up to, you can check out my work at derekmitchell.com. You can see some YouTube videos at youtube.com/derekmitchell. And then also live streaming at behance.net/Mitchell's Garage. So you can check me out there. And then did I say Instagram? I don't know if I said Instagram yet or not. Instagram.com/dmitchelldesign. So hopefully there's links and buttons and stuff here. Right there. Anyway, all right, guys, we're about to dive into some really cool stuff. Feel free to comment in the thread, and I'd love to, again, see what you're up to, and I'll try and answer your questions as we get going, but let's go ahead and dive in. Today's video is sponsored by the Graphic Design Bootcamp. If you're looking at becoming a graphic designer and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, creating real-world projects that clients would actually pay you for things like logos, business cards, letterhead, and much more, check out the link below for more information and a deep discount to get started today. One last thing I was going to mention too, because I don't know how much time I'm going to need to turn all this on. Maybe it's ready to go and, you know, the real me, the live me can just cut this off and we can get to it. But in case I need a little bit more time, let me just tell you about myself. So my name is Derek Mitchell. We've been over that. Also, I live in Montana, in Kalispell, Montana, actually, which is just outside of Glacier National Park. And I've got 4 daughters and a wife, and we have tons of fun doing outdoor things like riding bicycles. We float the river on our paddle boards. That's a ton of fun. I love to downhill mountain bike. That's a ton of fun. When it snows for like 9 months out of the year, we like to go snowboarding and skiing. So I feel like I'm rambling. So at any point, Derek, just go ahead and just, you know, let's do this. Let's get live. Let's start teaching. What is going on, Miles? My dog just came to say hello. Hi, Miles. You want to say hello to the people? Come here. Come here. Come say hi. This is Miles, my poodle. We're working on his mohawk. Oh, thanks. Kisses. Oh. Today's video is sponsored by the Graphic Design Bootcamp. If you're looking at becoming a graphic designer and you want to learn more about Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign, creating real-world projects that clients would actually pay you for things like logos, business cards, letterhead, and much more, check out the link below for more information and a deep discount to get started today. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Where are you guys tuning in from? I see we got a few people in the chat today, depending on where you're watching from, I suppose. Tampa, Florida. What's going on, Carlos? Tracking from Brazil. I don't know how, is it, man, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Joao? I am sorry. I don't know how to say your name. Tampa, Florida. Reese, I got a couple of you in Florida. That's awesome. We've got somebody from Argentina. Noelia. I try to do my best with these names, you guys. I love it. I love it so much. My wife's actually gonna be in Florida next week, in a week and a half. She has to go down to Miami for work. I wish I was going with her. It's starting to get real cold where I'm at, which I think I'm holding on to the summer months with my intro opener with the drone footage and stuff. I love that opener, but it's time for some fall leaves or some snow, something a little bit different. What's up, Brazil? Paraiba, Brazil. Hey guys, thanks for joining me in the chat. I always love it when the chat is busy, keeps me motivated. So tonight, what we're going to play around with, if you're new here, which I see a lot of you that look like you're new. So thank you for tuning in. My name is Derek. I'm a graphic designer and a web developer, creative director, just, I don't know, a little bit of everything. I dabble. Got 5 kids now. I also need to update my opener. It says I've got 4, but I've got 5 kids. I've got 4 daughters, 1 son. He's about 6 months old already. So tons of fun. I love it. And yeah, so if you're new here, that's a little bit about me. Feel free to post what you're up to in the chat. What are you guys doing? Are you graphic designers? Are you web developers, photographers? You're just hanging out, checking things out? While you do that, I'm going to open up a couple things here. So we're going to be jumping around, doing a little bit of everything. So in no particular order, I'll jump into Photoshop. Nope, just kidding. This is Illustrator. We're going to jump around tonight. So I'm in Illustrator on the desktop here for just a second. And we had started this on an iPad, actually, the iPad app. In fact, let's just kind of jump over there. This button should get me there. So I'm using an iPad, an 11-inch iPad Pro, and Illustrator on the iPad is amazing. I love it, especially when I travel. It's just so compact. It's been a lot of fun. So what we actually did is we started this coffee house tattoo. Now this stemmed from an idea in the chat, actually, which is why it's important for you guys to kind of jump in, because we'll take your ideas and we'll run with it. So we kind of mashed up the idea of a coffee house / tattoo parlor. You get your coffee, get your tattoos all in one spot. How cool would that be? I don't have any ink on me. My wife does. My wife has a bunch of tattoos, but I'm a blank canvas. I have a hard time committing to the idea of getting a tattoo. So anyway, so we kind of played around with this a little bit, just getting some ideas down. To be honest, I'm not as fast on the iPad as I am on a desktop. And so I just wanted to experiment with like getting some shapes, just kind of building some things. We just kind of played around with some stuff. We had some different color elements we pulled in here. We were kind of looking at the Sailor Jerry's rum, like the old school tattoo artwork style. And then we kind of played around with some of this stuff, some of the old school coloring, maybe some Jolly Rogers. That's the skull and crossbone stuff. So anyway, this is kind of where we were playing around with some color ideas here. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm using Illustrator on the iPad, and I love it. And in fact, so this week is Adobe Max, and I am so pumped at some of the new releases and some of the new stuff that'll be happening here. Can't wait. So if you guys haven't registered yet, be sure you do. That kicks off tomorrow. I want to say, oh man, Google it, Adobe Max, and register. I don't want to tell you the wrong time, but make sure you guys are signed up if you haven't already. So, so where we kind of left off with this, we had this, and it looks like I've got a few random things going on, and I'm not sure why my font didn't sync up. That's what that pink spot means, is that the fonts are not quite synced. So we can explore some of that too and see what's going on. Anyway, so we'll play with this for a little bit tonight. I don't have a ton of time tonight. I've got to go pick up my daughter from a thing that she's got going on here. But in the meantime, we're going to do some streaming, have some fun with it. And then basically what I did after I had a couple looks that I liked, I experimented with the logo in black and white, with a white light background, and then on a dark background. Just kind of see how it looks. So what I want to do now, I think we need to work on some typography. Really like the sparrow idea. Yeah, let's have some fun with it. All right, so Noelia in Argentina, what time is it where you're at right now? We got Brazil in the house too. What time is it in Brazil? So from the stream right now, it is 8:22 p.m. All right, let's do this. So I think what we're going to do, let's jump into Illustrator on the desktop for just a minute. Just kind of see where we go, what we get. That's one thing that I love about the Creative Cloud and being able to round trip stuff. I save it to the cloud and then can bring it into my iPad and do some stuff, and bring it back to the desktop and do some more stuff. Okay, so there's the font that didn't sync up. So what we could do with this, we could bring the font over, but to be honest, I'm not very good at that. And to do it while I'm live streaming might be problematic. So one way that we could work around this, let me just kind of get my bearings on this project here for a second. Let me just kind of move things around. Just see where I want to go. So a quick and easy way, and I've got the file open here. Okay, it's the same files up on the screen. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and on the top left, hit that home button. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to save the progress that was here. We're going to open it back up on the desktop. And now what I can do is, let's just say, I don't really want to work with this font, but let's just say that I did. It's in Outlines right now, and I can install the font on my iPad. And like I've mentioned, I'm not super fast at that. So for the sake of just kind of moving through it, I'm going to drag a copy down here so I can come back to this if I want to. I'm going to click on the word coffee house and tattoo, and I'm going to go to type and create outlines, or Shift Command O. And it's going to break apart this text. Instead of it being a logo, or I'm sorry, instead of it being a font, it's now going to be shapes. So you can actually modify these shapes as much as you wanted to, right? Do some cool things with them, right? And then I'll save this. And in the top left, you can see it's got this little cloud icon, and the file is a .aic. It's a cloud document. So it's not saved on my computer. It's saved through the Adobe Cloud, and I can go and either close this, or I can toggle back to the home screen up here. We can see all my other cloud documents that I've worked on as well. And now in theory, if we jump down to back to the iPad, and let's see, let's go back to the home and open up this Untitled 18 is the name of the document. All right, so now it should sync, but it hasn't, and it could be because I left this open when I did that change. So let's just give it a second. And now I've got two versions because I had them both open. So you can see down here. That's all right though. Usually it's pretty seamless for me. I'm not usually switching like immediately or having them both open at the same time. What is up? Jenna Mitchell's in the house. Guys, Jenna is my wife. Hi, wife. There we go. So we can see that that font that I outlined is now a shape here in the iPad. So I can continue on playing around with this, doing things. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but here it is. I also like the idea of playing around with the skeleton, skull, and the rose. So there we are. Okay. Just not even sure what I want to do with this one yet. So right now I'm just kind of playing around. I feel like it takes me a while, so I haven't been streaming in about a week. Life has been crazy, and I always feel like it takes me a minute to kind of get back up to speed. So right now we're in Adobe Illustrator on the iPad, and I'm playing around with the radio repeat over here on the bottom right in your tools. You see this little grid icon, and we can take a shape and we can repeat it through the like a radial, like you see here, or a grid, or we can mirror it. And sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it gives you some fun ideas. I don't know, we're just kind of goofing. Just like I said, warming up a little bit, just kind of playing around with the tools, see what ideas might pop up. We might jump back over to the desktop for a little bit of this too, because I'm just a lot more comfortable there. Oh. This is obviously way out of control, but I think it's cool. So we're just gonna keep playing with it. We could put like an eyeball in the middle. That seems kind of cool. All right. So I'll do this a lot when I'm working on a project, especially if I'm trying to get some fresh ideas, is I'll bounce back and forth between things because different tools in your hands might make you think a certain way. For example, I love the feel of the Apple Pencil on the glass of the iPad. It just feels so good to work with. And I love some of the, like the, every single stream. Siri tries to jump in on the show. It's so funny. I don't even know what I was saying now. I got distracted. Basically, like, different tools produce different results, right? It forces you to either think a certain way or to try something new. So on that note, let's go ahead and I'm just going to close this on the iPad. Throw my Apple Pencil around. Whoops. All right. Jump back in here. You guys were like super strong on the chat for a minute and then you got quiet over there. I always worry that it went down. All right. So we're back on the desktop just because I'm faster at it and it didn't save. Oh, I opened up the wrong document. See, we're working on the copy now. My bad. Let's try that again. There it is. Okay. What's cool is that even after I come off of the iPad, I can still do the radial adjustments. Super cool. If you guys want to play with that a little bit more. Let's see. All right. We gotta get some fonts. We gotta get something going here. Something got messed up on this one. All right, let's see. How about that's better. So if you guys have, I don't know if you guys have, well, okay. You've probably heard of the masterclass courses. David Carson is on there and I've been kind of on this kick for a few months now, but basically really, really inspired by Howie tends to just kind of throw things on the page a little bit and kind of doesn't really care how it lands. And an example of that I did recently on the iPad, let me jump back over there, were these surfboards, specifically this logo. So this classic surfboard company, like super channeled in my inner David Carson here, had a lot of fun with that. So that's kind of what where I'm looking at going with, I don't know. I really like how that turned out. Did I use the same font? Oh my goodness, I totally did. Oh, here I am trying to be like unique, and I literally used the exact same font. That's funny. Oh well, I like it. What can I say? All right, so so right now I'm kind of looking at the negative space of this wing, kind of like where it flows, where it's falling. Excuse me. All right. Let me give myself just a couple more minutes here with this. Whoops. Let's do... I don't know. It's something. It's not my favorite version of this. But you know what? We're going to group it. And we're going to try something different. Just kind of keep going and see where we end up. You know what we're going to do? Let's jump over into Adobe Fonts. So I'm going to use this transition as a quick minute to give a shout out to my website, derekmitchell.com. If you guys are interested, check it out. I have some courses on there. If you guys would like some more like succinct and to the point training, the Graphic Design Bootcamp is a great place to start. If you're brand new to graphic design, you want to learn more about it, derekmitchell.com, and then right up here you got the buy now button. It's $20, regularly $200, on sale for you guys. Special deal here. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I think it's over 15 hours of content. So I talk about Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign. Yeah, there's that. And then I've got some free tutorials too. There's some freebies up here. So definitely check it out. While you're here, make sure to join the newsletter and stay up to date on the new stuff that's happening. And let's go ahead and check this out. So we're gonna go to fonts.adobe.com. And I love this resource because sometimes I get stuck trying to pick the right font for something. Like now, while I'm over here and, trying to figure out like, oh, what do I want to do? Find something creative, but I'm not really sure. So if you go to fonts.adobe.com, there's kind of this, oh, this is new. Hold on while I get my bearings. I was going to show you something else. All right, so they've changed. It just looks a little bit different. I'm used to it looking a little bit different, but this is a great place to start. Jump in. Oh, this Cinder, this font looks pretty cool. Actually, we're gonna do this right now. Let's just jump right in. There's so many cool fonts. This is exactly why I come here. So I'm gonna hold down the command. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna click right here on this toggle on the top, and it's gonna turn this on and activate it right into my system automatically. So Cinder, let's jump over here. Cinder regular. That feels like it fits a lot better. All right, that's cool. Just drag another copy over here. Let's keep going. Command S to save our progress as we go. Jump back over to fonts.adobe.com. This time I'm gonna click right on the word or on the graphic. I just want to see the actual page of this, because sometimes they'll do this. They'll do these mock-ups of the font in use, which can also give you some cool ideas. So the other thing I was going to show you up here in this secondary navigation, it's got this link called Font Packs. So if you click on that, or even these recommendations, so we're going to bounce back and forth. Got Font Packs, we've got recommendations. So depending on what you're looking for, there's all kinds of cool stuff in here as well. This Desire Pro looks like it has some cool stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and activate this. The reason why, I think it has alternate glyphs. If I look at those two ends on Centennial, you can see there's different versions. So let's just check that out real quick. So Desire Pro, jump in here. This might be cool. I don't know. See how quickly it activates? So cool. All right, I'm gonna drag a copy up here, highlight it. Actually, let's go to type. I'm gonna go down to the glyphs window. And we have the entire font here. It does, so cool. Okay, so like I see the letter B right here, all of these different variations. So cool. There's a few fonts that do this. I don't really know a good way to like tell you how to find it, but like Bickham Script is another one that has this. So I'll click on the letter C. And I'm not seeing A, B, C, all these C's down here. So let's just double click on this guy. So just double click on that glyph to change it. Let's go to the O. Let's highlight just the O. There's the O. And click on it. Click and hold, I guess. And I can find different versions. This has so much potential. I'm really excited right now, guys. So there's actually a double F. So I might need to, let's just see. So I can also, instead of just showing the entire font, I can click on alternates for current selection. And that way I can just see exactly what's available. Some of this is just trial and error, right? Just like trying to see if one of these fits better than the other. So that's kind of an interesting approach. Not exactly what I was going for, but so another thing we could do, I'm just going to move my glyphs window. I'm just going to crunch this down a little bit so I can keep it open. Command T, we're in Illustrator. Okay, so the character panel. So if you go to window down to character, somewhere in here. No, it's under type. Sorry guys, I'm real tired tonight. Where the heck is character? Yeah, it is under type. All the way down at the bottom under type. Window. Type. Character. There it is. Command T is the shortcut to get you there. So, hey, Jen, you're still hanging out. Thanks for tuning in. How have you heard from the kiddo? What's up? Aaron's back in the chat over on YouTube. I see you. Thanks for tuning in. That was a while ago. I think that you probably chatted, but I had my channel muted, so I didn't hear it. Okay. Anyway, Jenna, have you heard from the kiddo? Let me know if it's time to go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. We've got the character window open. I'm going to come here to the touch type tool. I love this tool because you can click on any font and you can just drag it wherever the heck you want it to go. And it stays as a font. So then I can come back in here if I change my mind and I could type something different, right? But what this does, if you go over here to the character window and you go to show options, you can see there's all these options here. Like even rotating it and stuff. So I could go to the touch type tool and I could rotate it and you'll notice it just changes the rotation. So all of these are adjustments you could just do over here in this palette, but I don't have to get her at all, Jen. Is she getting a ride home? Is what it looks like. Okay. Let me know for sure. Anyway, so the touch type tool, you can just like physically manipulate this based on how it looks on screen without having to worry about knowing all of these adjustments and stuff. So let's just kind of zoom in here. Just kind of just make this our own. I don't know. This is pretty over the top, but I like what's happening. That's kind of cool. Pretty busy, but it's very unique and custom. All right, so what I'm going to do is drag a copy of this over here. And I'm going to hide this whole thing. And let's just create outlines. Go to type, create outlines. And now it's all a shape. No longer a font. Okay. Which is handy. Now, if I wanted to bounce back over to the iPad without having that font installed, it would pull up. Cool. All right. Awesome. I love that I've almost talked to my wife more today in the chat of this stream than I have in person. Okay, not true, but it feels like it sometimes because it was a busy day. All right, that's cool. I want to... How's the music? It got pretty loud for me. Is it too loud? Feels loud. I'm gonna turn it down. All right, let's go back to this letter F. Let's go back to our glyphs. Turn back on the entire font. And let's look for that double F character, glyph thing. Make them a little bit bigger. Just down here on the bottom. You can't see it behind my head, but down here on the bottom right, you can make the sizes bigger or smaller so you can see what you're doing, which is helpful. Look at all these alternate glyphs. So cool. Oh, JK, get her at 9:15. What time is it now? All right, guys, I got about 15 minutes left, so let's speed this up a little bit. All right, double F. There's got to be a better one than this. I mean, it's so plain looking. All right, well, we'll turn the glyphs off. I really don't like that compared to the other one. Delete it. All right, I'm going to copy this one over, though. I'm going to refine this a little bit. Grab my touch type tool. See if bringing this down. That might be cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do to refine this, and this is kind of like my logo design process too, if I'm working with fonts to try and make the logo my own that somebody couldn't just like copy. Let's go to go to type, create outlines. I'm going to jump in here, and now you can start manipulating shapes. This time I'm just going to hit the letter P to get my pen tool. I'm just going to click to delete these anchor points. So that goes away. And now it's kind of like, I don't know if it might not be enough. Let's push this further. Now it looks like an H. Maybe, I don't know. This is the kind of stuff I love though, like just nudging things around until they feel right in the balance. That's kind of cool. I dig it. I don't know if the F looks like an L now instead of an F because of things. What do you think? All right, well, I'm going to group. Let's drag that up. Oh my goodness, excuse me guys. Sorry, it's past my bedtime. Okay, so this is cool. I'm digging it. Oh, I still got to do house and tattoo. Okay. Let's see. Which fonts? I like the idea of the skull coming to play up on this one too. Or the rose. And the rose. So if you see me flying around the screen, what I'm doing, let me just do it so I can feel what's going on here. Okay, so I use the spacebar key. I use the option and command keys. So basically these three down here along the bottom, I'm just constantly smashing them with my middle finger, ring finger, my thumb to zoom in and out and move around and stuff. So it's just literally these three keys that I'm pushing right here, 1, 2, and 3, just right here, and the mouse, clicking and dragging. So what that does on screen is spacebar turns into the hand tool. If you have another tool selected, like the type tool, holding down command toggles. I need to set up a different scene for this. The command key toggles between the pointer and whatever tool you just had. But basically, spacebar to grab my move tool, spacebar, and then command to zoom in and out by clicking with the mouse and dragging in and out. Or spacebar, command. If you do command spacebar first, you're gonna get the spotlight search. Command space. So you gotta do spacebar command, then the option key, and you get the zoom out. You just wanna click. So that's how I fly around all the time when I'm doing this kind of stuff. All right, let's keep going. We got the rose, we got the skull, we've got the sparrow thing. I don't know. There's so much potential here. I'm honestly a little bit overwhelmed because there's some really cool things we could do. But we'll just keep going, see what happens. Let's get back to our glyphs window. We'll go up to type, down to glyphs. I also notice I'm like sinking lower and lower out of the scene. All right, we need an H. So we're just gonna go to alternates for the current selection. And we're gonna highlight the letter H and see what we have to work with. Oh, there's some cool stuff here. Digging it. Digging it, super cool stuff. I'll go with that one. Let's highlight that letter O. These are all so cool. So I'm just clicking around until I like what it's doing. I don't know. And then we can even make a copy of it and do another version and just see what sticks. Right into the microphone. Sorry guys, I'm getting so tired. Excuse me. The O can maybe be a coffee bean. Good idea, Jen. Oh, just kidding. That was Carlos. Right below Jen. Thanks, Carlos. Let's bring that coffee bean over and see if it has a home. Also, it looks like there's probably a Great idea. Looks like there's a little bit of a delay. Actually, there's a long delay. Cool. All right. So coffee bean. Okay, so we could let's see. I'm gonna delete the O by hitting the space bar, just because I'm still working with fonts and stuff. We could bring this guy in here. This has potential, Carlos. Lots of potential. I like it. So good. All right. So there's an idea. I'm just going to group these together. Hit Command G so it sticks. So I can drag a copy over and just kind of keep going. Let's change this U a little bit so it connects to the S a little better. Maybe like that. Nope. There we go. So now let's get our touch type tool again. Just kind of nudge things around until we're happy with it. This is all grouped together, so I got to ungroup it or double click, drill down into it as a grouped object. Great idea, Carlos. This is going to work nicely, I think. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome. My name's Derek. I'm a graphic designer and a web developer, creative director, dude. My oldest daughter's at a thing tonight, so I've got to bounce here probably in like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So we're just kind of playing around with this coffee house tattoo logo thing. It's kind of a random idea that came up in one of the streams. And so now I'm just kind of playing around with it. And we're just kind of seeing what magic happens. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now is the spacing between the S here, between the U and the E, the relationship between that. And I'm also looking at this tail, okay, and how it feeds back into this letter E. So it was kind of like just wherever, right? So I'm just trying to make it a little more seamless like that. It looks pretty darn close. And what's cool is using the touch type tool. This is all still editable, which is nice. I'm digging how that's playing out. That looks good. Okay, so we could tighten this up a little bit better. Let's see. What I'm going to do is just group this, drag a copy down, Command Shift O to outline everything. And now we're going to get kind of nitpicky with this. So I'm going to get the rectangle tool, double click on the square, just get something bright pink up here, because I want to see the distance. I just kind of want to have something to measure out. Drag a copy, see how close we are. I don't mind that this S kind of comes past a little bit, because the rounded edges tend to visually need to go past a tiny bit to look right optically, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that feels good. I really dig where that's going. That has a lot of potential. So let's group it. All right, let's. So that one's kind of cool. Which one appeared to be like? I think we'll do this one. Oh, that fits so nicely. Look at that. Okay. Let's see. Could we? I don't know. This is really far from my usual style. I'm just kind of playing tonight, guys, having fun. So, plus this isn't a real client or anything. This is me just kind of goofing off, experimenting with tools. We were playing in Illustrator to get this started on the iPad. We kind of bounced over to the desktop just because I'm faster at it. Now this is just getting crazy. This is too much. It's too much. Oops. I wonder if there's a double O. I doubt it. But maybe. Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. Says, you're learning a lot. You're welcome. More beans. Hey, there you go. Good idea. All right, so I don't see a double. Oh, but look at this. They've got like the and. So if you're just tuning in, I mean, the replay will be up after this if you want to see how we got to this stage. But we pulled a font from Adobe Fonts, which we can come back here to. This one's called Desire Pro. Okay, so I'm at fonts.adobe.com, turned on the font, jumped over here, and actually what kind of clued me into this font might have this is I was looking at this mock-up and it has the two different ends. Instead of them being like exactly the same thing like a usual font would be, there's if you look through here, like history, there's an R here and there's an R here. So there's two different R's, right? There's two different ends. Actually, there's a lot more than that. But yeah, as I'm looking at this, excuse me, if I click into this and see some of the other samples, some really cool stuff you can do with this. So that's what gave me the idea to check out the glyphs in here. So we're in Adobe Illustrator on the desktop currently. And then under Window, you can go down to the glyphs. No, you can't. I thought you could. I guess not. They moved. Whatever. Under Type. It's under Type, under Glyphs is where I usually go anyway. Because apparently it's the only spot it is. I really thought it was under here too. Anyway, so under this Glyphs window, you can highlight fonts like this one, Desire Pro, but also Bickham Script has this as well. And you can go through and there's lots of extra goodies, but we can change and show just the alternates too. Ooh, discretionary ligatures. Anything in here that makes sense? Double T. Oh, there we go. This could be cool. Like this. That's kind of cool. That has a chance. Is there 2 O's? No, there's not. All right. So I'm gonna go back to alternates for current selection. Let's do this for this guy. Maybe that one. I don't know. These are the ornaments. So this is a cool thing you can do too, guys. You can just click once in here to get the text tool started. And then you can double click on here to place a character. So now this, I don't even know what this would be on my keyboard to get this symbol. I just clicked on it from the ornaments. So under here, the show ornaments, okay? So this specific font has a few different ornaments, okay? So I could double click in here and add the no. I could double click and add and, or in, or at, or these little things. Okay, and what I'm getting now, okay, now we're kind of off track, but that's all right. We're learning, we're having fun. I'm just gonna copy this artboard over here so I can delete all this stuff as we play around. All right, we're just gonna leave that down there for a second. Okay, so I've got all these basically typed out as a font, right? Like each one of these is technically like a letter on your keyboard. Again, I have no idea what key on my keyboard does this. Oh, I gotta go. They're the last ones there. Okay, so last 2 seconds here, and then I gotta go get my kids. What I was gonna do is once you get these as the letter or whatever, the shape, you can highlight this, or highlight this separately and go to type. Where am I at? Convert to outlines, create outlines, and now it's a shape. So now it's the shape divider that you can use on any design element you want. And on that note, you guys, I've got to bounce, but I will see you again tomorrow. Check out Adobe Max if you haven't registered yet. Super cool stuff. New releases from Adobe. I'll be doing some things as well. I got to go. Have an awesome night. We'll catch you later. My outro video didn't play, so fail. All right, hey, I'm gonna bounce, but don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow, do all the things. If you learned something new, give me that thumbs up. And also if you follow the Behance profile, when I go live, you guys will get a notification so you can join into the chat. Hope you guys have an awesome evening, and I will catch